So it's been a while since I've made one of these, and instead of trying to give you some BS excuse about why I haven't, let's just pretend that I always make these and this is just a normal, regular video. So for this week's installment, I'm going to kind of show you an old piece of gaming hardware that you may or may not know exists. This is probably pretty boring to most people, but there's probably some nerds out there who find this extremely fascinating, and you should talk to them because they're probably shy and don't have a lot of friends, and I can't be friends with all of them. And they're nice people. They're nice. Go hang out with them. Anyway, this week I'm going to show you the Tiger Electronics GameCom.
I have a surprise for all the slackers, but nothing better to do than play games and surf the net all day. GameCom!
This is the Tiger GameCom, or this is the GameCom Pocket Pro. This was released in '98, where the original was released in '97, and it was to directly compete with Nintendo's Game Boy, except in '98 the Game Boy Color came out, and this was only in black and white. But this isn't about the Game Boy, this is about the GameCom. And this model only had one cartridge slot, where the original had two, and it was much smaller, and it also had a backlit screen. Now, the GameCom was unique in its... Actually, this is a touch screen that they had a stylus that you could use, and not many things used it. They had a phone book and a calculator and everything, but still, the fact that it had a touch screen in that early age, 97, 98, was pretty impressive. The games that actually had for it were impressive. Normally, Tiger was known to make these little crappy LCD handheld games.
Your face? Tiger attack! Save the planet! Space Jam, the handheld game.
Yeah, like that. But these were full-fledged games. I mean, they were big titles, too. You had, like, Sonic. This is Sonic Jam. And, like, Mortal Kombat. And Duke Nukem 3D, which this is the reason I actually bought the GameCom when I was a kid. Because I was like, oh my god, a first-person shooter, Duke Nukem, on the go? Like, dubstep kittens.
Yo, Skrill, drop it hard.
So it wasn't that great, but it was good enough. It impressed me when I was a kid. Unfortunately, it failed terribly. The reason it was called a GameCom, not a game.com, even though it looked like it was a dot, is because you could connect it to the internet. It had wireless, or not wireless, it had internet capability, and you had to buy a modem and dial up, and all it was text, and you could upload scores. There was no multiplayer gaming, but, you know, it was kind of innovative for the time. It couldn't compete, not at all. So here is the GameCom, and, you know, it was pretty nice looking. I mean, the design isn't terrible. It did have voice capabilities in terms of it talking to you, so that was kind of cool. So let me turn it on and you'll actually hear it. Then you had this menu when you first started up, and I didn't really use any of it. The high scores were for the online thing. It had some local high scores too, calculator, solitaire, calendar, phone book. Basically just the games. That's all I used it for. So let me show you Duke Nukem I have in here. The music left much to be desired. So yeah, best sound quality. So yeah, Duke talked to you throughout the game, which is neat, and you could take it on the go, which, again, I hadn't played a first-person shooter portable ever, so that was huge. The refresh rate was really bad. You can only move forward, back, left, right. I mean, in terms of an actual game, it wasn't that good, but it impressed me, and I was probably the exact target market. So I'll put in Sonic and show you just how terrible the refresh rate is. I mean, completely unplayable. So this is Sonic Jam, which was, you know, Sega Saturn had their equivalent released at the time. It had all the Sonics on it. Right now it looks pretty good. Like, whoa, portable Sonic, awesome. Watch what happens when you move. It's just slow, and that's not my camera. That's just the game. I mean, you can barely pick up on it. The music's annoying. It's just a very poor Sonic port. And with a game like Sonic, you're moving quickly. It's not a good game to have a poor refresh rate. So despite its shortcomings as a system, it wasn't that great. It did have a lot of big-name games. Duke Nukem, you saw. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Sonic, and it had 2 unreleased games because it just died before I could. They were working on Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Metal Gear Solid. They also had Resident Evil 2, which I'll put up a video here. And it's amazing that it even had those big name titles. Most of them were developed by Tiger, not the actual companies. I don't think Shinji Mikami would really put his stamp of approval on that Resident Evil garbage. Anyway, like, just a failed piece of hardware. Something else that went up the Game Boy and just, it couldn't take it. That thing was unstoppable. Hope you enjoyed the video. I might do more of this kind of video game stuff soon because I just have a lot of obscure stuff and it's, you know, I find it very interesting. Hopefully you do too. So until next time.
Yeah.